I think we might be live. Looks like we are. Very nice. Awesome. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm going to kick it to the group chat real quick. Let's get Premiere booted up here. Close that. Open this. Gonna check for some updates too. It's been a while since I've done that. Cool. Looks like we're good to go. Gonna go ahead and open this up. Alrighty. I think this looks a lot better. I'm a big fan. This is just like a very chill, like, I have a couple things I want to do, but I also need the incentive to actually do them. And so I wanted to hop on and get some editing done on stream. I don't think I'm going to show any of it. Like, I'm not going to go to the other cam, but I just want to chill, and field any questions or, create a grove of conversation while I'm doing it. And in the meantime, I'm kind of checking out the layout. I like it a lot more. I think this is much better. The lighting is much better. I'm a huge fan of this like edge light that I have going on, and also I changed out the primary light as well and made it something a little bit more in line with the theme. I wasn't a huge fan of how yellow the lighting was before. This is much better though, and I'm a big fan of it. Tilt this a little bit. There you go. That's better. But yeah, I am just going to chill and get some work done. Also, early crew gets to vote on the VHS that we watch. I have not figured out polling yet. I know there's a way to do polls. But for now, being that I have a relatively small audience, I can just read what people are posting about. I have Mortal Kombat queued up to go, and it is rewound and ready if everyone's okay with that. Or if there is a different and more preferable VHS. I do want to build up a pretty decent collection. I just don't have many right now. But that is what your local thrift shop is for, and there are many in this area. So I'm just going to chill while Premiere boots up. All right, let's go ahead and open this up. Okay. I have desktop audio muted, right? Yeah, I do. Okay, cool. We got our bases covered. We're going to open up this project. I think it might actually be so old that it's under a different version of Premiere. I might have to do the whole stupid conversion thing that they have you do, but we'll see. I truly don't know. We will see. Ah, here we go. Finally, it opens. I got it, dude. I gotta upgrade my PC at some point. It's so old. Just takes so long to open everything. While this is loading, I didn't know that Twitch's Stream Manager allows you to create different layouts for like their various portals. That's really neat. So when you're streaming, you can actually use different custom layouts depending on what kind of production you're putting on. I think that's really neat. I did not know that was a thing. I just figured that out right now, actually, when it was asking. When I made a small change to, I think, the chat box here. I'm gonna sneeze. Ooh, managed to catch it. All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you, Beth. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I thankfully have an auto shut off. Like I have like a kill switch on this mic, thankfully, and that has saved me many times. Also, what do you think? Doesn't it look so much better? The lighting for me is I think way better. I love the edge light. And then this light that I changed to is really good. The sneeze switch, that's so funny. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Right? Isn't it cool? I wish, I wish I could show you this without. I don't want to ruin the setup, but I'll if I ever do a VOD of this, I'll like show a photo, I guess, or something of this, but it's literally, you can see it on my hand. The edge light is right here, and it is just a lantern, like one of those like light lanterns that you see at fairs. And I put two of the colored lights that are connected to the same grid as the ones behind me in there, and it's just hanging from the ceiling, and that is the reason for the edge light, and it just landed very well. Thankfully, I didn't have to make many adjustments. But if I do this, you can see how intense it is up here. So I have to be sitting here for it to work. And then this light, of course, is a whiter, more daytime colored light, as opposed to it being so yellow like it was before. I was just talking about how I just like it. I think it fits a lot better with the tone of the room as well. But yeah. Also, you get to vote on what VHS we watch, because I have a couple. I have Mortal Kombat queued up to go. It's rewound and ready to go. But there's also several others that, if you're interested, we can watch. I think that there is Mortal Kombat, Fantasia, Sister Act, Braveheart, Sound of Music, Willy Wonka, The Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, and then The Mummy. Why would you put on anything else besides Mortal Kombat? My thoughts exactly. Let's just hit it. Let's press play on that. We're also gonna get to see some really cool like 90s commercials, which are gonna be probably too far in the background to actually see. But yeah, I love half of the fun of these tapes are is like watching the commercials for other things that are coming out. Also, by the way, next time we visit my parents, we get a oh, that's cool. Hey, that's awesome. Really? Wow, that's like really generous of them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I will do that, but I just want them to know how much I appreciate that, just so long as they're okay with it. Um, yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much to your fam and you for asking about that. It'd be cool to have a collection. Yeah, I used to have a collection, and I put them all in the stew when we were over at the Alternative Gallery, and I think I left some there. I didn't take nearly as many back as I put in, unfortunately. Me, hey, what are you planning to do with your VHS? My mom, trash me. Wait, wait. Wait, please. I have need of them. No, but thank you for catching that. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Let's open this up. Gonna put this right here. Oof. Oh, I gotta get my headphones in. I don't have those in right now. It doesn't matter too much because I'm not playing any audio right now, but my goal is to get a little bit of a project done, and this is a good way of holding myself accountable to working on it. Let me go ahead and pop these bad boys on. All right. What do we got going on behind us? Oh, we have the mask. That's really funny. That's great, actually. That shows up phenomenally, actually, on screen. I think it's just small enough to not be a problem, but it's just big enough to know what it is. And it's riding that line that's going to be interesting. I might have to make some adjustments if I ever pick up an actual, like, if I ever get like a little bit more popular, I might have to adjust that a bit. But right now, I think it's fine because I'm small enough of a creator. Just got Jim Carrey jump scared from your stream. Yeah, that's accurate. I got Jim Scary. I got Jim Scary. Dude, get Jim scarried. First time chat from viewer. Love the setup. Looks amazing. Sly Elliott is now following. Thanks so much, Sly. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm a big fan of it too. I think it's turning out really good. It was it happened in bits and pieces for sure. I think it's more complete now than it ever has been. I really am a big fan of the edge lighting and this new like wider light that I have on me. But yeah, we're coming along for sure. There's a little bit of clutter still, a little bit of organizing, but I think I think we're making it happen. I think we're making it work. So thank you so much for those kind words. Yeah, I'm just chilling, just chatting. And the goal is to get some editing done. The lighting is top notch, 100%. Thank you so much. I like it too. I think it's turning out good. And this is a phenomenal testament to just you can pretty much make anything happen with what you have. I don't want to say lying around the house because I don't want to be one of those channels that's like, oh, I did this for less than $5, and it's like because they already had all of the tools. So I'm not gonna lie to you, but at the same time, it's like, you know, like the only things I'm using to light myself right now are it's literally a desk lamp that I have. Like I literally have half of a piece of paper covering the top of it just to diffuse a little bit of light. The bottom half is uncovered just so you still get that sharpness. So like you can still see a pretty sharp shadow, but as I raise my hand on my face, it kind of fades a little bit and it gets kind of dimmer up here. And then for the right side, so that there's not a whole lot of spillage on the wall back here, I just put like one of those like lunch like brown paper lunch sacks and taped it to the side of the light just to channel the light just at my face. And then the edge lighting is just a lantern with some colored lights in it. So none of this is professional. It's just, you know, yeah, it's a bag. I wish I could show you, man. If I didn't think that I have the camera exactly where I want it, I would turn it just to show you, but I'll have to send some photos in chat or something. The word I was looking for was bag. I couldn't think of bag. All I thought of was like lunch sack for some reason. And it's because of that I always had my lunch stolen when I was in middle school. It's because I couldn't think of the word bag. They would like pin me up against the wall and be like, tell us the name of that thing that you have in your hand and we'll let you go. And I was like, I don't know, sack. And they'd be like, ha, and they'd steal my lunch money each time. Haha, sack. Yeah. Haha. Streamer says sack on stream. Yeah, you should send pics. I'd love to see. It's awful. I wish I could explain to you appropriately what this looks like, but it's literally like, it's like the phantom chandelier of like, it's like that many cords hanging from the top to get the edge light, and then it's like it comes down and like the cord wraps around this light. So I'm supremely confident that if I were to grab the cord that is plugging all of this in and just yank it really hard, I would go completely dark. The stream would end, like everything would come crashing down. It's like a fail safe. If I ever have to eject from stream real quick, I can just rip this out like a parachute cord or something. So you didn't know the word bag? Yeah, because you were from Brazil. Yeah, growing up in Brazil, we couldn't say the word bag because there wasn't a word for it. The background animation and overlay is so sick. It's all perfect. Thank you so much. I like it too. It turned out really good. I was a big fan of just the color in general, and then being able to find like I think you were the one that said it, where you were like, I need to find animations that are like just fast enough that they can like intrigue me, but not too fast that it makes like my like attention issues go haywire. And I think that like I think it's like this. It was pretty good. Like there's like enough movement on screen to not look static and flat, but it's not like too much. I had to slow down a couple things, but um, for the most part, everything else is pretty stock, which I think turned out really good. Um, yeah, no, I like it too, and the gaming. I'll just switch to this just really quick. The gaming setup is very similar. Um, Same idea in the chat box and gaming monitor and stuff. And yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I'm gonna sneeze again. Did I not mute it? Oh, that sucks, man. That's unfortunate. I think I unmuted it for the sneeze. Thank you. We got Mortal Kombat playing in the background on the VHS because it's appropriate. In the meantime, I'm going to get some editing done. And the biggest thing is that I actually have notes for this too, which is good. So I can just go through this and keep working on it. Picture, prioritize areas. See, now we're in the dumb part of the stream. Now we're in the sad, unfortunate part of the stream, which is like I actually have to take my attention over and like actually look at my other monitor to get some work done. But please feel free, chat, to distract me if you need me to, because I do not mind talking and the occasional conversation. Editing and making music on stream really helps me the most of the time because it keeps me honest. No, I feel the same way. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this, is because it's like I knew I had to, and I was like, I'm going to do it anyway. But it just like it to me was like a good way of being like, I can generate content sort of while also like, especially early when you're streaming. It's like getting as many hours in as possible is kind of important, and diversifying like what days you're doing it on. So I might actually stream like very irregularly for a little bit. But right now my day is always Thursdays. I'll always stream on Thursday. And I'm like, all right, I can't just watch YouTube right now. No, I feel that. Yeah. Power move, go on stream and then just don't say a word and edit in silence. Based. That is pretty based. That was what I was afraid of, was I was like, I didn't want to like immediately just like turn my attention over here and be like, well, now I'm done. Now that's it. That is a power move though. I feel like I'm not big enough yet to pull off that sort of intensity. Once I get there though, I'll definitely do stuff like that. Are we gonna be able to see the edit? Oh no, it's for a client, unfortunately, and so I can't actually like show it on stream. But the thing that I'm doing really is just I'll just give you a bit of a backstory. It's a re-edit of something that I've already done, and yeah, I know, and it's like a lot of small, very logistical changes that add up very quickly to basically changing the entire thing, which is always fun, and so I'm just doing that while chatting. If it were anything else, I definitely would show it. Like if it was one of my own projects, I would obviously feel free to show it. And I might actually switch gears here at some point and do something like that. But yeah, once I get enough done, I'll definitely do that. That is so loud. Hmm. Hmm. Chandler, you also stayed home today, right? And worked from home? Forgot about this edit, man. It's insane. It's insane. Yeah, yeah, who worked from home. That's so funny. I feel that. Yeah, word ked from home. I definitely feel that. Working from home just I got like nothing legitimate done other than respond to emails and other people's problems. I mean that's something though. I mean that was like what we were talking about before with like just there's so much all the time, and especially considering the current circumstances and stuff too. That's called me 3 times during his appointment today. Was it that bad, or were there just like a lot of issues or something? That's interesting. We're having an amazing January compared to last year. It's still like, yeah, not enough. Sorry, what? Sorry, I had like a stroke reading that. Sorry, just no, this is fine. I was just confused about the Anderson portal. Yeah, no, that's kind of what I was imagining. Honestly, is that we have so many different like portals and different lines of things now that I would guess that it was something related to that, like a question about something like something so hyper specific, or if it was just the portal in general. I'd also understand that. What if Eliza's looking at chat right now, though, outing everyone? Honestly, dude, if Elias followed the channel, I would be like, I've made it. That's like my goal is to get Elias to watch it and like it. I would be so on board. Yeah, and again, like I wasn't here, but I would imagine just from the way that everybody was talking about it that like we are already doing better. Like it definitely seems like that. I don't know if that was the case like across the board, and I know that like last year especially, because weren't we just like not even working for this past January in 2020, or was that later? Was it like February that we stopped working? And we meaning the company. I wasn't there obviously. I truly forget. I really don't know off the top of my head. It was close. I think and when they came back from COVID in 21. Yeah, I really don't know. It's probably late January. Yeah, I mean that makes sense honestly. From what I remember, I think that was the case because I remember looking at the leaderboards and there being a gap, and I think it picked up in January, and the numbers were tiny, if I remember correctly, and that makes sense. Dude, imagine editing. Like honestly, can you imagine? I just really like this whole project. Can't imagine it. Nope. It's just like it's so many things and not fun. I was telling and this is and I feel by the way, no one like I have only told a very small number of people. Sorry, there was like a siren outside for a second. I've only told a very small number of people about this channel, like namely like essentially you guys and the group chat and like the Insta chat as well, and like just like there's not a whole lot going on. All that to say, so I feel confident in saying this. I essentially had a moment in the shower today when I was like thinking about the fact that I had to do this and like the upcoming call that I have and like all of that, and like I just really had this moment of like oh, I don't want to do this. Like, and I don't mean just this. I mean like in general. Like, and I sat down and kind of talked through it, because what essentially happened. And again, I feel confident in being able to. Isn't the call tonight? No, it got pushed to. When did it get pushed to? Sunday, I think. Wait, when did it get pushed to? I actually don't know. It got pushed to Sunday, and so I'm just using the time to work on it tonight. Yeah, Sunday, and which like, and it was me, by the way, that asked about that, just in all clarity, and it was a good reason too. I just like I didn't feel like I was like far enough to be able to even I didn't want to show her where I was yet, if that makes sense. And I think that's okay, and she was totally fine with it too. But all that to say, I just am very much at the point, and I feel confident being able to say this, because it's like, again, like, there's no way she's going to find this ever. But I'm just like very done with this type of work when it comes to outlining, like, I will do a job for this amount and it just covers everything. It covers like, like pre-production, which never happens, by the way, and then showing up. Really basic disclosure right now. Yeah, no, for sure. No, absolutely. Yeah, but it's fine. It's whatever. And then going to the shoot to like actually cover it, and then like, editing, and editing is such a broad term, and like, and then what does re-editing mean, and all of that. And so it's very much like it's left to be very subjective, and that can be used against someone who's a freelancer. And especially when you're like doing it for such a small amount of money, there's a lot of like entitlement that comes from the person who is doing the hiring. And so they'll say things like, well, I want to cash in my re-edit. And then it's like, okay, well, what is a re-edit? Is a re-edit a single part of the video? Is a re-edit doing the whole thing over again? In this case, it is the whole thing over again. And so there's a lot of like, there are a lot of steps along the way that if you don't properly police them or negotiate in such a way that protects yourself, you can get really deep into a project that is just so convoluted, so much more than you were even led to believe at the outset, like when you were brought on. And I know pretty much everybody in the chat has had some experience with that. And all that to say, I just had this moment when I was coming out of the shower today that I was just like, I will no longer do this kind of work the way I've been doing it. And it's not because I don't like the work. I really enjoy video and creating art, and especially when I'm able to help other people do that, I love it. But it can very easily become monstrous in many ways, and especially when you're working like at the level that I am, where it's like I am still in say yes to everything mode and be very like client pleasing, and I can't really do that anymore, because it's hindered more than it's helped in almost every regard. And so the biggest thing for me is like, essentially what I've come up with is like, I'm just going to be such a pain early on when dealing with people, and when negotiating things, and when asked to do something, to the point where I only attract the right people. And that's a really convoluted way of basically saying, more specifically, I will essentially lead with like, well, I don't really do that type of work anymore, or I'm kind of stepping away from that. But if it's someone that really wants to work with me because they've either seen something I've done, or because they really want to work with me for who I am, then like that obviously continues the conversation. So we're already past the I'm working with a total stranger thing. And then beyond that, when it comes to like how payment works, and even like the amount of time and the steps by which they're done, just have such a high ceiling for that. And that's going to really cost a lot of jobs. That's really going to cost a lot of opportunity, I know. And that's the reason why that's the reason why, especially when you're first starting out, it's almost encouraged to be like, just take everything, be hungry. People always talk about like the grind and like, oh, stay hungry and do everything. But the fact of the matter is that when you reach a certain point and you're just so fed up with it, you need to increase your floor a little bit. And and so the way that you do that is either by being extremely selective with who you work with, or by how much you do the work for. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Or just money wise, you increase the floor. You basically charge more. And you have a minimum for what you work with. Like, you don't do any jobs that would essentially cost under a certain amount. And by doing so, your time is more valuable now. Thank you very much. I really appreciate all of that. No amount of money is worth settling for less. I agree completely. It's a privilege to get to work with you in any capacity. Yeah, I agree completely. And that's essentially exactly what I'm saying, where it's like, and even just from like a very objective standpoint too, like, you want to work with people that actually want to put in the investment. And when you're working with people that are like, well, my budget is $100, or my budget is $200, or even if my budget is like $400 or $500, it's like, that's for everything, and that's really not a whole lot. And essentially what you need is you need the people that are willing to put out a lot more, to set aside the time so that when you talk with them, you can have a very candid conversation with them. And what that would look like for me, at least in terms of, being able to structure it in a way that we're all on the same page, is, projects like the one I'm working on are a product of people just throwing a little bit of money out, not doing the legwork of communicating and sitting down and doing the pre-production. Because again, like, when it comes to projects like these, a lot of the people that you end up working with are artists, and artists more and more care about their vision, and they have a very specific vision of what that looks like. And the problem is that your job is to convey that vision on a two-dimensional plane, and they're thinking fourth dimensionally. And a lot of the stuff that they want or see isn't even possible with video. And so they just expect these things. And then if they're paying very little, they're not going to give the time, because they're like, well, I paid this person $300 and they're just going to do it. But when you're working with people that have such a higher floor, essentially, when you're working with people that are like, I will pay, like, let's just come up with a number, for example. Let's come up with, like, let's say $2,000. If you look at someone and they're like, and you're like, well, and you're being a little bit hard to get, and you're being like, well, I only work with like certain people, and like I'm very selective, and like asking them what their vision is, and like starting that conversation, it's being a little bit more hard to get, and they drop a number like, I will pay you $2,000. Let's make it $2,500 to do this video. Then suddenly you're dealing with, okay, well, I know how much my time is worth, and I know that $2,500 buys them a month of me. And so by that standard, I now have the ability to go, okay, $2,500 is great. Let's do it. Here's what it would look like. And then from there, you're able to establish a very rigid schedule by which you will be meeting consistently, take legitimate and substantive amount of times to actually go through pre-production. And I mean proper pre-production. I'm not talking about like, let's just talk about it and get each other buzzed for the idea. No, let's actually sit down and make a storyboard. And I want to, upon production, know exactly what I'm shooting, because we have literally drawn the frames. And I mean like location scouting to know what's in the background of the frame, lighting to know when we're shooting that frame. Like we've already casted this thing, so I know how to draw the person, and we know how to light them particularly, because it also depends on who you're casting for whatever you're doing. And being able to sit down and take, and I mean like let's go back to that same example. You're buying a month of my time. I am setting aside a week, the first week of that month, for pre-production and nothing else. 1 week for pre-production, and that means that I'm meeting with that person 5 of those 7 days. And the other 2 days are used to either like catch things that we missed or rest or whatever. And 5 of those days, five work week days out of that week, are used to meet with the person, and we are going to, on paper, translate and agree upon that person's vision and how it's going to be shot. And that is the essence of pre-production. Now that first week is over, we now have 1 week, and a week when you've done proper pre-production, that's a ton of time. So now you know exactly what you're shooting, and you're able to go day by day, frame by frame, literally following the roadmap you have made in the previous week from pre-production, and you are able to bang out whatever production you've made in a week. And obviously that depends on how big of a production it is, but it's say like the person is like, I want a music video and I want it to be the best music video. I'm dropping like $2,500 on this. In a week, it's like we can make that music video happen. And then the other 2 weeks, the other solid 2 weeks, 10 full days of those 2 weeks are dedicated to just editing and post-producing that movie. And that's like the vision that I have, where I was like, suddenly it goes from being like just arbitrary numbers and being like, well, I'm just going to do it for any amount and I'm just going to say yes to all these jobs because suddenly, you know, because I'm very hungry and I just need the work, to understanding what your time is worth, because again, you're a person who has needs and you need to be able to have an appropriate amount to set aside the time to get that certain project done. And when you're able to do that, it's way better, and I feel like you create better stuff anyway. It may be being a bit of a picky jerk, and maybe being a bit like policey and stalwarty, and like you may lose a lot of jobs and you may actually end up like hurting this person's feelings and being like, wow, that's so much money, that's way too much money for a video project. But at the end of the day, you know what your time is worth, and only you can decide that. And that's a real realization that I had, and I just had that image where I was like, okay, that's a standard for me. And then if it's more time. You know, it's just like I had this realization where I was like, oh, it's just really all about the time you can give something. And that's like 100% of the reason why a lot of these projects end up just getting like, they just end up in the trash, because it's like I'm getting paid like an arbitrary tiny amount of money for this project, and like and then I'm being asked to re-edit it, and it's like, well, I haven't even received half the payment yet. It's like pennies compared to the amount of time that is being put into it. And so it's just very interesting to me. That's a thing, but at the same time, it makes perfect sense. Yeah. I'm just going to read this actually because this is great. Those low budgets are frequently an indicator that they don't understand this medium and your field, and therefore they will always be the types of clients to get weird on you. Agree completely. Whether it's intentional or not, and I agree with that, the expectations are wrong from the jump. I completely agree with everything you're saying. I think with the mindset you currently have, you're going to do amazing stuff, man. Oh, thank you. So happy for you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I hope so. I would love to just do my own stuff and put the time into it because it's my own stuff, and have that be a thing that people notice. And I think that's really where, and I think, man, oh man, and it's so interesting too, because it's like I feel like that's where a lot of the issues lie when it comes to like people get caught in this weird like tangled web of like, I'm doing so much freelance work and I just feel like I'm not moving anywhere. And I think it might very well be because they are capping themselves at such a low floor and not allowing themselves to raise their ceiling a whole lot at all. And because of that, they're like beating themselves to death for like crumbs. And then they don't have any time to make anything they're actually proud of or actually be able to put a substantive amount of work into. And so because of that, you know, they're not able to create things that then attract, I don't want to say bigger fish. That sounds pretty bad, but they're not able to create anything that really draws the attention of people they want to work with, and that maybe actually will pay them what they're worth. Definitely about the expectation issue for sure. I think you're right that it helps to be more picky about finding clients who can actually work with and sort of understand the medium, or at least have a well-communicated vision. But I think setting a distinct, similarly communicated pay scale and being less worried about putting your own foot down is important too. Yeah, I agree completely, actually. But I have no doubts that you'll figure all of that out. No, I agree. Yeah, I think that having a distinct, so let me just read that again. But I think setting a distinct, similarly communicated pay scale and being less worried about putting your foot down is important too. I agree with that completely. And frankly, that's an issue that I have. And that's the reason why I find myself in the current predicament. But it really is a matter of being like, well, what is my time worth, and do I know that? And a lot of it is about setting the expectation for yourself as well. And having a well established and like I guess worthwhile pay scale is important as well, and I agree with that completely. And my pay scale for the longest time was just like, I would have like a day rate, and that's a scary word. And I would like set that and be like, well, it's this. And then like for editing, it's this, and that's all I'm going to charge you. And then just being like, and then you end up working from the perspective of, well, I'm only going to work a certain amount now because I've set that day rate and I'm doing that job. And then if more is expected of me, I just simply won't do it. And even that's a bad place to come from. Day rate is fine for production, bad for post-production. Absolutely. Absolutely. Day rate is bado for post-production. And that is why it is good to, that's why it's good to like actually contractually standardize what editing is worth as well. And that's why I think like packages that are as big as like, let's go back to that example of like $2,000-$3,000 are really important, because it's like, well, it's not that you're like buying post-production, it's that you're buying the time to do it. And I think otherwise anything above and beyond that would be hourly, because then you're working at something a little bit more like fungible. Well, no, it's the word. That's not right. You're working with something a little bit more, because I think it's the opposite of what I mean. Actually, day rate would be fungible because that's too squishy. But you're working with something a little bit more like stringent, where it's like, I know what my hour is worth because I've worked like, let's say like in my other job, I work like $15, $18 an hour. That's that would be like what I set the hourly rate for. But yeah, no, I think that negotiating that in like the contract is really good as well. It's just really interesting stuff, and both of you are right, 100%. And that's why I think it's important to have realizations like this, where it's like, you know, it's sort of like two birds, one stone. It's like you're both coming to terms with what you're worth, and then you're also attracting the crowd that you want to attract. And I think those are both very important things. That was a great tangent. I'm sorry that I got a little bit real on you guys, but I appreciate you guys playing along. Who knew this would be a sad stream? I guess I took just chatting a little too far, and I'm just monologuing now. There should be a just monologuing thing for Twitch, where it's like, if I'm heated about something, I just want to monologue. This isn't sad. Well, I guess it's not sad. Oh, we can get sadder. I don't want to get sadder. I don't want to get sadder. I do not want to get any more sad. Because I think talking about money on stream is the equivalent of like showing my proverbial man boobs on stream, if I could say that. Yeah, I can get sadder if you want. That's really funny. Well, I do have Mortal Kombat playing in the background. That's not really sad. That's more zany. I think Mortal Kombat is bringing up the mood. Take it all off. No. That's the other stream that I run on Tuesdays. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, that's a real thing that I've been kind of dealing with. There's a lot of people who would get a lot of value out of hearing a conversation like that. LOL. I mean, if that's the case, I'll edit this together, man. I'll try and bleep out anything that may, you know, like no one I've talked about is gonna see this, so I don't think it'll be a problem. But like, I also I've been very generic across the board as well. But yeah, no, I think if people are into this sort of thing, it'd be a good thing to maybe put on the channel or something. I don't know. I'm still figuring that out, to be honest. This definitely is not a gameplay thing either. I'll probably put this on the main channel then, because I'm creating a highlights channel for strictly like, I am playing game and here are the VODs and here are the highlights, and I'm trying to put all that in one place because I know that the YouTube algorithm likes that. And then essentially everything else, like whether it is a film that I've worked on, a documentary that I want to, like, basically the other thing, all the other stuff, like the catch-all stuff, is going to go on the Soul Bouquet channel. So the Soul Bouquet channel that I think is linked in Twitch, I don't know. Actually, it's not. So if you just search Soul Bouquet in YouTube, my channel will come up. I don't think there are any uploads other than the archives right now. The archives is a playlist, a series where I am re-uploading a lot of my old videos just to have them all in the same place. And there's a cute little animation to show, like, you know, some backstory, when it was made, how old I was, all of that. But that's where all of the other stuff is going to go, and I feel like this suits that more, and so I think that this will end up in the Soul Bouquet channel. And yeah, I think you're right. I think this is the kind of conversation that's very important for people, especially who are starting out, to at least understand. I think that there is some merit, obviously, to being very hungry when you first start out, making videos and being an artist, because I think that really teaches you a lot. And I wouldn't have learned any of this had I not just gone through it. But I think it's also important for them to know, because I was really blindsided by a lot of this. I was very surprised to find all of this to be true, which I think speaks to my optimistic nature, but it also speaks to other people's ability to essentially make their dollar run for as long as possible, which is just a very negative but true thing, unfortunately. And we've seen it, and it's just a thing that will always be true, and especially of usually older people using younger people as cheap labor because there's no other option, or because they can't afford anything else, or they say they can't afford anything else and they just do that just to save money so that they can pocket more of it. Oops. But that's, that's neither here nor there, let's be honest. So I guess all that to say, yeah, no, if anybody would be interested in watching this, I think they could learn a lot, because it's important for people that are starting out or have any interest in doing this to be at least aware of it. I'm gonna finish my ginger ale. I want to know why my camera keeps losing focus, because I've been watching that happen. I don't think it's too bad, but every now and then I look up and I see it refocusing on me like it lost me for a second. It's very possible. Gonna open that back up. I'm gonna get back to work. That was a great tangent, though. Good talk, guys. And great contributions too. I agree with. I don't know if I expressed this enough or not, but I agree with both of you completely. I think a lot of it is expectations. A lot of it is understanding your own worth. I just really appreciate. I just really appreciate both of you for being so supportive. Both of you have been great. The GOAT is here. Big 5 on. Dude, Tony. Good to have you, buddy. It's been a long time. I hope you're doing great. You're the GOAT, dude. Good job on the talking. Thanks, Sly. I appreciate it. Good job talking. Good job speaking words. Next up is going to be slam poetry. I just don't like this. Calling me Sly. See, here's the weird thing about that. I don't know like when it comes to Twitch and front facing stuff when you have audiences, because I know you have an audience and I'm trying to cultivate an audience. I just don't know if people are cool with me calling them by their real names or not. If you are, it's totally fine. I'll stop calling you Sly, but I refer to that. I am a scaredy cat. I'm terrified. I want to get someone in trouble. You're cool with it? Okay, Chandler. I just figured I'd check. Unless you want to keep it discreet. No, I'm fine. You're Tony. Oh, no, Tony. That is the equivalent. That is the equivalent of that scene from Iron Man 2 where Tony Stark is like, "Here's where I lived. Come get me." And then he's like, "Why? Why did he nuke me? He nuked my house directly. How did that happen?" It's like, what? That's script writing. It's so funny. Is that actually your real address, Tony? Did you really drop that? That's insane if you did. It used to be. Oh, no, he moved. Okay, good. Oh, so that's someone else's address. That's some random guy's address that's now going to get swatted. I did think. No, you had me. I definitely, if I had a new address, I would have done it. I know you would have. Honestly, there's not a doubt in my mind. There's not a doubt in my mind, Tony. Are we swatting people on the stream? No, please don't. I don't want to be that kind of. Yeah, Tony lives in a hotel right now. Oh, I didn't know that. That's crazy. Is that because you're home temporarily? The poor guy in my old apartment. 100%. No. Oh, you're transferring. That's why. Okay. I hope that goes well, man. Are you at the beginning of that transition, or are you getting pretty close to being fully settled? I really don't know. I'm sorry I haven't kept up with that, man. Audio transitions. I'm close to getting a place right now in Hawaii. That is awesome. Oh, yeah. You know what? Chandler was telling me about that. That's rad, man. I am very happy for you, dude. That's so cool. But the housing market is insane. I bet, especially in Hawaii. I can't imagine trying to find a place in Hawaii right now, dude. Housing market is OP right now. Yeah, the housing market, I haven't gotten past the housing market yet. I'm trying to get to the final boss, but the final boss is the final boss is having a living wage, and the housing market is like the boss right before it. I just keep getting stuck on that. Video, okay, cool. Video transitions. That's got to be terrible. Okay. Is there anything I can do about that? Hmm. Man, there is a. Oh wait, 1 second. Bro, where do you find a lamp? What? Lampable hats? Oh, that's funny. I didn't know what you were talking about for a second. Lampable, keep every light stylish. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Where do you find lampable hats? Like every light source has a clear hat on it. Where you? That is. It's funny you should say that. I definitely was not trying to do that, but I also definitely ended up with that, and I don't know why. I think so. This top left one was the first one, and the only reason I did that was because I didn't have a I didn't have like a real it's just a light fixture. Like I didn't have like a real lamp to go around it, and I had a plain white hat, and I said it'd be really funny if I just like looped the light fixture through like the Velcro on the hat and just like tie it off that way, and it just worked really well. I thought I just hung it up, and I really like it. This one is just a hat that I wear, but I put on the lamp as like a hat holder. So this one's just stupid, if I'm being honest. But this one, I like this one a lot. But yeah, for some reason there's a hat theme going on. I don't know why. I'm not a huge fan of it. There's another hat back there too, by the way. There's a fedora right here that you can't see because it's too dark in the background. It looks cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I like it too. I don't know how like not sustainable, how like transferable or transmutable that type of thing is to like other rooms or places, but it works for this room, which is cool. The thing I will say though, and I don't know if you could see it, I'm actually going to mute this real quick. I'm going to mute chat for like 2 seconds because I want to show you this. I'm going to show you this. Oh my goodness, I don't know how to stream. I want to show you this thing. I'm a big fan of this. And it's unfortunate that chat covers it, and I probably could change that chat covers it, but for right now, it's the best thing I could figure out. That's just like a staff that I made that I twirled LEDs around. Yeah, I'm actually turning off stream. You guys are you guys are in the penalty box for 5 minutes because you made fun of my hat lights. This is a hockey game, and I'm putting you in the box for 5 minutes. I'm a really big fan of this. I think that this is really cool. I think this is definitely like you can put this in like a room in terms of your interior design. And it's just a staff that I made with LEDs wrapped around it, and I think it's really neat. But for now, it goes here. Yeah, you guys are back. The 5 minutes are up. You guys can play. Don't raise your stick above your waist again, though I will have to put you back in the box for 10 minutes this time. It's a hockey joke. All right. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was about to say that like Premiere does this really cool thing, and I don't know what hotkey it is, by the way, because I keep accidentally pressing it. There's a hotkey to just create new sequence, which for Premiere is scary because it means everything you've worked on just disappears. I don't know why. And I wish it didn't do that. And thankfully, I saved right before pressing that by accident. And then everything disappeared. So I'm just going to reopen the project and just hope it's there. It's not. That's cool. So we are going to find the sequence and hope that it's the right thing. We're going to drag this back in. Please. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to open this one. No, we're going to open this one. That's the one. Okay, good. Thank goodness Premiere usually saved. No, I did not lose the save. Thank goodness. It's right here. How many issues do we have to face before you let this project go? You don't understand. I want to so badly. I want so badly to just let this thing go, but I can't. I just like, I literally had a phone call with her where I was like, yeah, man, I'll do whatever, I guess. And as soon as I said it, I was just like, why'd I say that? Because now I'm in jail. Now I'm just bound. But I'm just hoping that I can get it to a place where I can at least like where she's at least happy with it. If she's happy with it, I'm happy. It's like, okay, bad boys go to liar jail, which is for liars. Yeah, liar jail is for liars. Oh, 1 second. Sorry, Premiere's acting up. Okay, buddy. Whoa. Next up in what's gonna go wrong next, Premiere's gonna crash. I'm just going to let that ride out, honestly. I'm just going to talk some more. Bad boys go to liar jail, which is for liars. What about jail for people that say yes too much? Is there a jail for that? Is that called like working at a Wawa at 3 a.m.? Is that yes jail? You seem cool. I'm going to drop a follow. I don't know who that is. Shady like that. Thanks so much, man. I actually don't know who you are. That's cool, man. I appreciate that. Sorry, I apologize for pointing out that you're a stranger, but I just am not used to that. I appreciate that a lot. Thanks so much. I hope that you enjoy. I'm quite literally doing nothing. I'm trying to edit a little bit. There's a project that I've been working on, but Premiere just crashed. And so we're going to figure that out and hope that I didn't just mess everything up. It's doing the thing where there's stuff in the timeline, and it's just like, and it's just like there's nothing in the timeline. Oh, there we go. It just loaded everything. Okay. Hate that you're beating me to Jim Carrey joke. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, get decimated. I wanted to do like the I can't lie thing, but I'm so low energy right now, and you have to be at maximum potential energy to do the I can't lie scene from Liar Liar. Little known fact, actually. Little known fact about Liar Liar. That was actually Jim Carrey 125%. All other time he's working at 80%, including Mask. What is going on in the background? Oh, I forgot about this, man. You know, honestly, hot take. Parts of that scene don't look too bad, considering. Mask is a perfect film. Go right to hell. Listen, I'm not saying it's a bad film. I'm just saying Jim Carrey was at 80% doing that. Liar Liar, he was at 125%. And I stand by that. I also stand by that not looking too terrible. It looks pretty bad, but it's not awful. I think the advantage of that scene is that the trees are like the same color as the snake. And so it like when it's navigating that environment, it doesn't look too out of place actually, as opposed to all other CGI in that film. So interesting. What a time to be alive that was. Mask is a perfect film. Dude, I don't know. I like it's good. I also don't think I've seen all of it. Have I seen all of it? Wait. I've seen a lot of it because I remember like parts of it very vividly. But I don't think I could actually tell you like the entire plot if I tried. Then we might have to add that to the list, honestly, to watch. That might be a list adder. We got 5 viewers. Look at us. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. I appreciate that. Big ups to everyone who's attending. As I just silently adding now. Dude, that was instantaneous. That I saw you add that as I read that. That's insane. You're quick with that. Where is what's our list looking like now? Very based. Good, but very based. It's so funny. We have so many movies to watch. I'm very excited. They're all very good though. I'm stoked. We need to finish Speed Racer first. We do. Can I say too? I don't know if you're. I'm okay. I'm just gonna say this. I've maintained for a long time that Speed Racer. Thank you for clarifying that we're finishing the last 30 minutes of hit 2008 film Speed Racer. I've maintained for a long time that Speed Racer is a phenomenal movie, and I love that. Like growing up, I watched that movie dozens of times, and even as an adult, I've watched it dozens of times. And I consider the first like 20 minutes of that film and the last half an hour to be bliss. I think that like I truly think that like the beginning of Speed Racer and how they introduce all the characters and the storytelling through visual art and visual effects, that was quite loud. Thankfully you didn't hear that. My PC just chirped at me. I think that the introduction of the entire story is like perfect. I think it's phenomenally done. And I also think, and the whole movie's great, but especially the Grand Prix race is magnificent at the end. And I've always maintained that I love that movie, and it's a phenomenal movie, and it's one of the best movies ever made. And I've received backlash for that, I will admit. However, I've maintained it as best as I can. I met Pink Elephant, and from all of the times that I had talked to people and been like, yeah, maybe it's not that good, but I was still like, oh, but I love it though. It's so good. I led a little bit cold. I was like, hot take, like parts of Speed Racer are great. Like I think that it fails in some ways, but parts of it, like, playing it safe a bit. She snapped back at me and was like, "Oh no, it's the best movie ever." You're like, "No, it's incredible." And that was when I knew. that was like the moment where I was like, "Okay, nice." that was phenomenal. So thank you for rekindling my love of a movie that I've loved for a long time, Big Elephant. I appreciate it. You did it for the crow. Wait, what are Twitch? What? What are Twitch emotes? What do you mean? What are Twitch emotes? You did it for the crow. I did do it for the crow. Honestly, that was good too. None of them are the. What do you mean? None of them are the same. I feel like a boomer. What do you mean? Wait, let me. What am I? Wait, okay. Here, do you want Kappa? I'll give you some Kappas. Well, I'm gonna put some Kappas in chat. I don't know. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what Twitch emotes are either, and I stand by that. I truly don't. Well played. I am tired. This is my favorite one. It's not my favorite, but it's one of my favorites. Check this out. Dude, what is this stream? It's funny. Imagine. All right. Patrick, how's it going, bud? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. What's up, man? You just gonna say my name? You're just gonna say my name and then... Okay. Hold on. Oh, dude, you told me about that. Please inform me. Give me the deets of your Lord of the Rings viewing. How did that go? Because you guys were binging all like extended editions, right? Am I correct in saying that? Like all director's cuts? Which is the only way to watch those movies, by the way. Awesome. What's the what's the takeaway? Did you guys finish Return of the King? Did Fellowship last night and the other two today. Wow, that's awesome. That's rad. How did that go? You guys tired? You guys exhausted? Incredible as always. I mean, of course, that's rad. It's my opinion that whenever you watch the extended edition of those films, each time, like after every viewing, you get something new each time. Like there's just so much content that I always walk away with something that I haven't walked away with before. I'm exhausted. Yeah. Oh, I don't blame you. So what was the thing you walked away with? I'm curious because there always is something for me, and I'm just curious if you're the same way. Yeah, if the question is confusing as well, I can rephrase. I apologize. Because I phrased it badly, but essentially it's like what did it do for you this time? You know, like it always does something for you. What was the takeaway from the extended edition viewing this time? Where the dwarves were during this whole thing. Honestly, yeah. You know what? Yeah, yeah. Mason says hi. Hi, Mason. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. You guys are rad. Keep it up. Yeah, where the dwarves were during this whole thing. Really, like honestly, I mean, a lot of them died. A lot of them died. A lot of them were dead. Wasn't that the whole thing? Wait, is my timeline wrong? Because wasn't there this was her first time watching all of it? That's awesome. Wait, really? That's cool, dude. What was her opinion of it? I'm curious. Because that's a lot. That's a lot of Lord of the Rings to throw at somebody who hasn't seen the whole thing before. But but you have to watch through it all. She seemed to like it. Just ask her. She felt bad for Gollum. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely, she seemed to like it. Cool. Well, that's rad. Yeah, that's a good takeaway. Enjoying it is a good takeaway, as always. Feeling bad for Gollum. I get it. I do. And yeah, I mean, I think I understand that. It's just rough because when you watch it as a kid, it's so black and white. But then when you get older, you're like, oh, he kind of he kind of got done dirty a bit, didn't he? Granted, not everybody that has the ring kills someone immediately, but um, still though, pretty unfortunate. A lot of bad juju. The filmmaking for Gollum though for the time was insane. Like correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I remember of when those movies came out, like the way that they like tracked Gollum and like did all of his character animation and stuff too was like because it was all mocap and it was Andy Serkis doing it, or not all mocap, but a lot of it was mocap. Um, it was like it was like one of the first at least successful times that had been done to like that level of mastery, and like a lot of people were like, "That's insane." I remember that coming out and it being a big deal because that would have been what 2003. Hold on. Technical aspect of those movies are crazy. Yeah, and you know what's insane about those too is that they're not 2001 to 2003. So like the later ones came out in 2003, I guess. Um, the technical aspects of those movies are crazy. You're absolutely right. There's a lot going on that I was not even aware of until I did some research, and um, there are parts of that movie that are like obviously computer generated because you're not able to pull off everything practically, but they did a lot of miniature work which I didn't know, like a lot of like when they do like landscapes for like Rivendell as well. um they do a lot of perspective work, which of course they do for like the hobbits and stuff as well, but even with like set pieces they'll make like miniatures and put them way in the foreground, and then they'll fill out the rest with like real landscapes behind it to kind of match it perfectly, and then they'll use computer generation to kind of blend everything together. And that is insane. Like I can't even imagine the amount of work that took. Let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can find it. I'm not gonna show all of this, obviously, but I do want to show off a little bit. Okay, that's not it. That's not what I was looking for. There was a lot of cool compositing of different methods of special effects. Yes, agree. I mean that is like that was their go-to, was making what they was using a bunch of different tools and making it all work together. really makes it hold up very well. I completely agree. I think that I am a huge believer in diversifying the types of effects that you use and using each one where it is the strongest will always look better for longer than just taking the easy way out, which is kind of the unfortunate vibe of what we're dealing with like now. Like everything is animated and everything is green screened, and it's kind of rough. But like when you're able to, let me see if I can find it. There's a really cool shot where they break it down, and like they show like where like the lines are for like where they fill things out. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it, but here's a really cool grab really quickly from this. Let me display capture that real quick. Look at that. That's insane. I know it's awful quality, but they like did real practical miniature work, and then they would like, you can see how there's like a sharp line here on the side, like right there, and that would be like the hard line for where they like fill out the rest with like either like a computer generated setting or like a real life setting, and it's all like, it's insane because it's all like movie magic, for lack of a better word, because it's like using math to find the perfect perspective for like light and distance and where things should be to make a scene look like it just belongs there, and it just looks natural to the eye, which is like, it's so mind-boggling. It really is. Hold on, I have to mute this. I'm just go back to that scene real quick. But yeah, it's just insane. Like, and I can't even imagine being a filmmaker back then. Must have been the wildest thing ever, because literally everything was a new frontier, and obviously to some extent it's the same now. But like when you were working like in like the dawn of CGI and kind of discovering like the limits and the bounds of things that are fake inherently, like you were on like the forefront of like discovering the best and most interesting and creative ways of doing things. And I think that's like, I think there's like a level of excitement that may be a little bit lost, where like now things are very like procedural, and it's like, well, just do it this way because it just makes the most sense, or it's the cheapest. I can't imagine getting a bunch of different heights right for the different races. Dude, like, like even like the perspective work they did with the hobbits and stuff too. It's like, I know a lot of times it was like a double that they would use, where like they would just show the back of the person, and they would just be like, well, just get like a kid to dress up like Frodo or the hobbits or whatever. But like there are times where it's like Gandalf and Bilbo having a conversation in the same room, and they're like interacting with each other, and it's like they literally just did that. And it wasn't even like oh, here's a fun trick to make it easy. It's like, no, they just put them at different distances and just made them interact with each other, and it just looks so good. And they're like handing stuff to each other too. It's insane. I can't imagine a bunch of different heights for races. It's like, wait, like the same shot has 4 hobbits, a dwarf, and an elf. And yeah, no, I agree completely. And like, and it looks all normal, and it's wild to me, and it's all done practically too, which is insane. Yeah, there's just like so much. It's a lot. I feel like it's a lot of patience, drive, and then creativity. Like if you can harness the drive to do something, the patience to see it through, and the creativity to do it well, if you can harness those 3 things and just do that consistently, you will be immensely happy working very well in a field that pays very well. And like that's pretty cool. That's hard though. It's hard to maintain all 3 of those at the same time. I saw the 2 Towers on IMAX and it still looked great. Yeah, doesn't surprise me. What a good movie. Wow. Wild. We'll see you next time I stream for more Lord of the Rings talk. I'm just kidding. I enjoy talking about stuff like that all the time. It is always fun. What are you up to tonight? I am working a little bit on this edit, and just figured that I would stream a little bit while I work. And I don't have to get a whole lot done tonight, thankfully, but I just want to do one or two things, and I just figured getting a little bit of just chatting for stream on the books would be good as well. And I'm glad I did, because a lot of cool conversations have happened. I think a lot of good material. And yeah, I'm just very, very happy to be streaming and to be able to do it consistently. Second. Sorry. Farming your friends for content. No, 100%. Absolutely. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm like half kidding. No, I just am really glad to be able to like be streaming and do it in a format and time that just is convenient for me and just makes the most sense for me. Like tonight was very much a night where I was just like, all I need to do is this one thing, and I may as well just stream just chatting while doing it. And it's also, I think I mentioned this early, and I don't know if anyone was here for it, but it definitely seems like Twitch encourages just streaming a lot and getting a lot of hours under your belt early, and then falling into a schedule, because there's a lot of like achievements and stuff you can get through Twitch that are like streaming on multiple different days, streaming different times of day, and just all of that. So just any time that I'm like able to, I'm probably going to stream a little bit. But having said that, my official, like my big boy schedule, I always stream during this time. Streaming schedule is Thursdays at 7 right now. And Thursdays at 7 I will always be live. If that ever changes, I'll obviously let people know. But that's the vibe right now. And I'll always mention on Twitter what I'm playing. By the way, you can follow me at Soul Bouquet on Twitter. You can also follow me on Instagram as the same, at Soul Bouquet, and then on YouTube as Soul Bouquet as well. And it's the same Twitch name that I have currently, but with just a space between Soul and Bouquet, and you can follow me at those platforms. But on Twitter, I will always drop what game I'm playing and if I'm going to be late that day, but I typically am not, even though I've only streamed like 1 or 2 times. And yeah, it's been fun so far. But yeah, tonight I'm just chilling. Tonight is a Monday. Tonight is an interesting night because it doesn't feel like a Monday. It snowed today, and I worked from home, which was cool. But it's a neat night for sure. And we got Mortal Kombat running in the background. And where are we at with Mortal Kombat? I truly don't know. I couldn't tell you. This movie all looks the same. I think we're near the end. Yeah, we're near the end. Yeah. Man, what a what an interesting performance on the part of the guy who plays Raiden in that movie. What's his name? Who's the guy that played Raiden? Who played Raiden in Mortal Kombat 1995? Oh, it's Chris Lambert. I forgot about that. That's funny. Wow. He really did that. Look at him. There's our boy. That's wild. All right. It'd be cool. I don't know if this is accurate or not, or if this is even admissible with Twitch and with YouTube, but it just occurred to me that for a lot of these, like, and this is just me thinking out loud, for a lot of these long pauses while I'm editing and actually doing work, it probably would be a good idea to have some music playing. But I know that when it comes to copyright and music, cross-platforming can be a little bit difficult. Makes me wonder, though, and anybody who knows more about this than I do can chime in chat, obviously, but I know that there is lo-fi hip-hop, that streaming service on YouTube. I think it's just called Lo-Fi Hip Hop Girl. Let me look it up real quick. I don't know if that is fair use, sorry, under both platforms or not. Almost knocked over my cup. I know that let me just hold on. Let me make sure this isn't going to play just in case. Okay, we're good. I know that, like, in the description, I think it says something along the lines of being able to use the music for anything, but I don't know if that is, like, okay for streaming on Twitch versus also uploading a VOD to YouTube. I don't know. So it's a good thing to ask. But regardless. I wonder. Let me try something really quickly. I'm going to see if I can. This is a little bit of on-stream experimentation, so I apologize if this is a bit weird, but let me go ahead and see if I can window capture something. Wait a second. Let me figure this out. Is it window cap? No, see, it has to be its own source. That is interesting, because otherwise it's just desktop. I don't know the answer to that. I was going to see if I could, like, find a way to route that live stream directly just audio through my stream, but I don't think there's a way to do that. I think I would have to, because the reason why, I mean, it'd be very easy just to turn desktop audio on and have it playing back and have it playing silently in the background. But I also am editing something that I don't want people to hear. And so I have desktop audio muted right now. So I can't do that unless I, no, that doesn't make any sense. I can't do that either. Unless I played it through a different device, which I guess I could just do. No, I don't think that would work. It also would not sound good. I was going to see if I could just play it through a speaker, but maybe not. We'll figure that out. I'll look up the legality of that and not get myself into trouble instantly. 6 viewers. Wow. Thanks for tuning in, guys, to me just editing content. I appreciate it. Um, it's a just chatting stream, so feel free to drop questions or funny jokes into the chat. All are welcome, and I will take frequent breaks to answer questions and just talk with you guys. And I've been really enjoying that so far. Thanks so much for tagging along, and feel free to do your own stuff as well, and just have me open. I can just be your little like work buddy. It's like we're Jim and Dwight sitting at our desks, and I throw something at you, and you cry, and then you're like, ha ha, what a great place to work, and then we last for about 10 seasons, and then crash and burn. Or conversely, you can just tune in to hear my funny answers to questions or real life things. It's been more real than funny, to be honest, this stream, but funny and or real are okay. So thank you so much for tuning in, all of you. I really appreciate it. To my left, on my left monitor, I'm just editing some content, and I'm just doing my thing. So feel free to talk, and I'll be right here. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Also, let me know if you have any suggestions about a change of the VHS or changes to the set as well. I'm trying to work on this and make it look as good as it can, so I appreciate any input, and all criticisms are accepted. I will take everything from why did you choose pink, it's awful, you should choose a different color, to maybe do this next time, or try this instead, I think it might look cool, or additions even. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. I'm just going to get back to editing this. Dude, this movie was in theaters. There is something to be said though for like just going for it. Mortal Kombat 1995 just goes for it. It just sends it. It goes from being like, because it's very easy to be like, we don't have like, here's a concept for a movie and we're just going to kind of like half measure it just to be safe because we're not sure how people are going to accept it. It's another thing entirely to be like, we're just going to go off the walls, balls to the wall. Like, we don't care. Here's the movie. Take it or leave it. There is something to be said for that. And that's what this movie does. And there is something to be said for like the set pieces and like the settings and stuff too. Like, look at this. It's actually kind of crazy. It's actually kind of bananas. Like, really big, expansive setting. It's all real. None of it's fake, you know? It's crazy. All these people are just legitimately jacked. They don't they just don't make them how they used to. Am I turning into that person? I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be the old man sitting on his porch drinking lemonade and smoking a stogie. That's like, they don't make them. All these Marvel movies, they don't make them like they used to. I don't want to be that guy. I like, but at the same time, that is what I'm saying. I am that guy. Like, they don't make them like they used to. And you can quote me on that. You can clip that. You can clip that. Mortal Kombat 1995 is the movie that no Marvel movie will hold up to. Don't clip that, please. No one clip that. Don't do it. I beg of you. We're up to 8 followers. We're almost, say it again about Spider-Man 2002. That is, I'm not even capping. I agree with that. Spider-Man 2000. Wait, no, wait. Is that the second one or is that just is that the first one? Because the first one's good too, obviously, but the second one, is that the second one? No, it's the first one. What year did the second one come out? No, Spider-Man 2000. I think it was 2004. Yeah. So Spider-Man 1, great movie, obviously, 2002, Tobey Maguire. Mwah. However, Spider-Man 2, do a backflip right now. Do a backflip right now. That's what you want me to do. A backflip. I don't have enough room. I can't do it. I mean, I can try. I can give it a shot. I'll probably hurt myself. Hold on, give me a sec. I have to figure this out. I gotta clear some room. I don't think this is gonna work. I'm gonna be honest. I'll roll. I'll do like a front roll. I'll take my large fat body and roll it forward. Let me move my chair out of the way. I don't think you can see anything. That's what a weird angle. This is the edge of my monitor. Hold on. I'll do this. Hold on. I'll try that again. 1 second. Hold on. I can check this out. Never before seen. New content. Dude, I'm gonna hurt myself doing that. Alright, I think that's the best you're gonna get. I'm gonna be honest. Can I actually do a backflip? Probably not. Thank you so much. Oh, that's... Wait, let me... Hold on. Right. Oh, that's too high. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Have I been muted this whole time? That's so funny. Man, I said a lot of funny stuff too. That's insane. I was muted that entire time? Wild. So Mortal Kombat just finished. Oh, I have to like recap a bunch of stuff. Okay. We're almost at 10 followers. Let me just play it back. We're almost at 10 followers. And I appreciate all of you guys so much for all of the opportunities that brings, and just for tuning in. It means a lot. It makes me feel validated in doing this. I know that the only reason why I should do this is just to have fun and enjoy it. But it is pretty cool watching people actually follow and want to be a part of it and have conversations as well. All I have to say, I just really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We're at 8 right now. We just need 2 more. But another tidbit of information. Mortal Kombat just ended. And you know what that means? It means it's time to choose a new VHS, and it's audience choice. Audience gets to vote. Anyone here can cast their vote. Off memory, I believe we have Mortal Kombat, which we already watched. We have Sister Act, which we watched last time, but I'm very okay with watching it again. We have The Mummy, featuring Brendan Fraser. We have The Sound of Music, parts 1 and 2. Braveheart, parts 1 and 2. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones. And then we have, what's the other one that we have? Oh, yes, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and then we have The Fellowship of the Ring on VHS. And you can vote. You can, if you're here and you want to type something in, you're absolutely able to vote for what the next VHS is. I'll bring them over while I'm rewinding that, and we can cast a decision. Oh, I also forgot. We also have Chitty Chitty Bang Bang for some reason. I don't know why. Don't ask me why we have that one. But here are the VHSs. You're able to cast your vote. Also, fair warning: if no one votes, I'm just putting in Braveheart, and no one wants that. You want to do the Mummy? Goat? Yeah, all right, let's do it. I'm down for that. Ooh, they rewound too, whoever owned this before. All right. Good answer. Seconding Mummy, yeah, I agree completely, honestly. It's the GOAT, for sure. The Mummy is one of my favorite... Oh, really? The Mummy is one of my favorite movies, bro. A young Tony had some crazy Mummy game on the DS too. Really? Wait, what? What game was that? I didn't know there was a video game for that on the DS. Mummy video game DS. Oh, was that wait, let me look it up here. You just kind of ran around and shot revolvers. That sounds like a great game. Was that That might have been Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. I don't know if that was the one or not. But it could be. Hold on, let me look that up real quick. Yeah, it looks like that kind of game for sure. It has a 43% on Metacritic, but it has a 43% on Metacritic, but it has a 4.2 out of 5 on eBay. Numbers don't lie. Apparently too, because there's the whole stupid Google rating system where it's like a thumbs up or thumbs down just for seemingly arbitrary nonsense. And 83% of the people that bothered to click upvote on the Google like bubble page or whatever that pops up when you search that, 83% of them liked it. But again, that's of the people that bothered to click it. So who knows what that means. Oh, this might be Scorpion King. Wait 1 second. Let me check it real quick. I thought that was the original one. Is this Scorpion King? Oh, dude. Oh, I bamboozled you. I tricked you. Dude, I misled all of you. Get tricked. This is The Mummy Returns. This is the one with The Rock in it. That sucks. You want to know? You want to know? Yeah, no, I know. I don't blame you. Yeah, no, that's it. This sucks. Actually, you want to know what the front of this says? Can I read to you? Can I read to you the box art real quick? So, Mummy Returns, featuring our boy up here, also featuring Hot, just objectively, and then obviously, needless to say, Hot as well. The bottom though, a must-see adventure. You want to know who said that? You want to know who they got to say that? You want to know who said this is a must-see adventure? Jeffrey Lyons from WNBC TV. What does that mean? Who is that? Who is Jeffrey Lyons from WNBC TV? Who is that man? Why does he matter? Why does his opinion matter? Is that someone's uncle? That just like they just watched like they watched like the previs of this and they were just like, yeah, it seems cool. And they were like, yeah, just cool Uncle Jeff, just cool Uncle Jeffrey. You wish you had what Jeffrey Lyons has. What does he have? Tell me. What does Jeff have? What does Jeff have that I don't? What does he have that I need? Like, they're like, would you say it's a must-see adventure? Would you say you have to see this movie? He's like, I guess. I don't know. They're like, can we use that? Jeff, Mr. Lyons, can we use that? Star power? You think Jeff Lyon? You think Jeff B. Lyon has star power? His name's Jeffrey Lyons from WNBC TV. That's like the equivalent of someone saying, yes, Josh Brennan from WXLV TV. That's not it. That's not how you do it. This was a follow-up to a major success. Like, The Mummy was it, dude. And they get Jeffrey Lyons on the front cover. Who is that? Like, that is actually baffling to me. You'd think that they could have gotten anybody with more notoriety to say something about this movie, considering that it was the sequel to The Mummy. Let me look up. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Jeffrey Lyons is like hot stuff or something. But like, let me just look that up right now because that is so interesting to me. Hold on. Let me spell Jeffrey. Also, spelling Jeffrey right. The first name that comes up is Jeffrey Dahmer. Let's not even get started with that. Jeffrey Lyons. Okay. So, in their defense, he is a film critic. So it's not like they just got some random nobody to critique this. He is a film critic. But, however, having said that, there is something to be said for the fact that when you Google Jeffrey Lyons, it's his picture and a single sentence, and it just says Jeffrey Lyons is an American television and film critic based in the New York metropolitan area. That's all it says. And then when it says people also ask, well, like, when it's like, if someone's like really being searched, then like a bunch of questions pop up because it's like, oh, they're being like, a lot of people are searching different things. Let's categorize them and kind of consolidate them into like a people also ask feature in Google. There are two. You want to know what they are? Who is Jeffrey Lyons? It's a great question. Good question, Google. Great job, Google. Thank you, Google. I typed in Jeffrey Lyons into the search bar, and half of the people also ask is, who is Jeffrey Lyons? That's half of the questions. The second question, you want to know what the second question is for Jeffrey Lyons? How old is Jeffrey Lyons? You want to know how old Jeffrey Lyons is? He's 77. Hold on. This is important. This is Jeff. This is him. I mean, I don't know if I was wrong or right. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not sure what to make of this. All I have to say, though, Jeff, you made it onto the box art. A must-see adventure. You've got to see it, please. Please watch it. Please, for the love of God. Oh, my God. Please watch this movie. We need to make our money back on it. We sank too much into the CGI budget for The Rock, Scorpion King. That must be what happened. They must have just panicked. This man has a Wikipedia page and you're acting like he's a nobody. I'm going to make a Wikipedia page right now. I'm going to make a Wikipedia page right now for myself. And well, hold on one second. I'm going to do that right now. Please, bro, please watch The Mummy Returns. A must-watch adventure. I just love how many quotes there are for that. They were trying so hard, dude. Like, please, bro, please. All of our money, our entire budget went into making The Rock a scorpion. Please, we couldn't pay the crew. There was no food for the last 4 weeks of production. Our editing team is withering away. Please watch this. We need the ticket sales. That's probably what happened. Hold on. I'm going to do it right now. You will report my page so fast. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even if it exists for 5 seconds, it existed. Oh, hold on. That's not the right thing. Hold on. It's not a good day. Okay. Oh, thank you, Tony. Oh. Whoa. Wow. Mike almost fell over there. Oh, interesting. Okay. Hold on. One segundo. Okay. Nice. Oh, here we go. Boys, we're halfway there. Not quite. We're getting there. We are getting there. Hold on. It's gonna be it's gonna be quick and dirty, you know. Hold on, let me see if it worked. It might not. It might still be under review. Icarus flying too close to the sun? Perhaps. But is an article really made only when it's approved after review? You know, I consider that made. I I can show it on stream right now. Yes, I feel like that's subjective. Hold on. Wait, let me find it. Oh, I think I broke it. Oh no, we're good. It's only made when approved and consequently accessible to others. You might be right. I don't know. I feel like that's up for review. Hold on. Let me upload a photo. This is my own work. I upload name. You know, like published, like articles have to be. You might be right. You might be right. You might be onto something. I guess. Is this how this works? Let me read this. No, I just ruined it. 1 second. Hold on. Oh, that sucks. Hold your horses. None of this matters. File name is blacklisted is very common. Oh, weird. What a good streamer. Hold on. Yeah, I know it's a duplicate. Dude, I'm fuming. 1 second. insert. Is it going to save? Am I good? It was saved. Dude. Wild. Well, we'll know when it's approved. Oh, 4 people are watching this? That sucks. I'm sorry. I just realized I'm just like messing around on Wikipedia. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the Mummy Returns in the background as I just hopelessly stare into the void that is trying to figure out how to make an article on Wikipedia. Oh, you know what? That's kind of poggers. Wait 1 second. Dude, this little like business card holder is the perfect VHS stand. Look at this. That's insane. What a great little device. I might actually have to do that. I mean, I know they stand on their own. Like I understand that, but okay, well. All right, guys. All right, guys. Your silence is speaking volumes right now. 5 viewers. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get back to editing and not making my own Wikipedia article on myself because I'm a narcissist. Hold on 1 second. There we go. That makes me happy. I get to look at that VHS cover while I edit. All right. I'll make sure and drop the link to the Wikipedia article once it's undoubtedly, once it inescapably passes review, as I'm sure it will. I just want you to know too, and I closed it. I'm not going to bring it back up because I probably can't find it. But I literally just wrote Soul Bouquet as a streamer and just uploaded an image. And that's all I put. And I am going to submit it to review. This is going to prevent me from having a real Wikipedia page sometime in the future if this ever takes off. And it's going to be really funny. Because I did it too early. I did it for a bit instead of actually appropriately and adequately doing it. I might add more lights at some point in the background. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, it is nice and it's pretty, but it's not quite lit the way I want it to be. Not yet, at least. We're getting there. It's not as bright as I want it. Like, I don't want it too bright because I don't want it to overpower, obviously. But at the same time, it's like, you know, there's not a whole lot going on back there. So, I'm going to try something with this edit. I'm going to do some wonky. I'm going to do some wonky Kong with this edit. All right, here we go. I wish I could describe to you what I'm doing, but it's just not. It's just nowhere near like I'm just taking a project that was finished and done in terms of coverage very well, and I'm just butchering it to conform to a vision of whatever this project should have been that is just so like I just need like Tylenol after discussing what this project should have been. I just get headaches from like speaking with the person that hired me regarding this, and it's just like, bro, like I'm doing some like weird wonky like 1990s VCR home video stuff to this, and it's like so aggravating because it's like I know that that's what they're picturing, and it's like that's just not good, buddy. All right, let's try it. Okay, we're gonna do 0 for that. Probably right about there. Wow. That's why I only do brain dead editing gigs. Yeah, no, I do not blame you. I've been talking at length during the stream about how just absolutely insane and off the walls this edit is. And it's just like, and it's a re-edit too. Like I finished this project already, and I just handed it over, and they were like, no, and it's like, dude, and I'm just destroying it. I'm just ruining it. It's just like not like they had a finished product, and they're just like, no, we really want like you to do a Ken Burns effect where you slowly, I kid you, I wish I were kidding, you slowly pan in on a person's face and have it dissolve into the next shot. And I'm like, what are you talking about? How is that appropriate to what we're doing? And it's like not even like, I wish there was like, if I could like latch on to like a narrative, but whatever this performance is so outlandishly, like, it's just, I know, and I agree with you completely. Like, I don't care. It's just like, it's annoying because I wish I had something to grab a hold of, like, ah, yes, this is what we're doing. I have nothing. I have no foundation for what this is, and it's just like so it's like every edit that I look at, it's like every edit all the notes that I have from our meeting, and every edit, once I finish it and move on to the next thing is always like a what? It's always like there's never like a moment where I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense because of the stuff before it. It's always like a, oh my goodness. It's always like a new, it's like I'm seeing, it's like I have no editing or object permanence, and each time I'm like a baby seeing shapes for the first time. That's where I'm at right now. And it's like insane. But anyway, I'm going to Ken Burns effect a tracking moving shot with opacity 33%, and then keyframe that so that it comes in and goes through. It's just, whoo! It's a good one. It's a good one, buddy. It's just so stupid looking. I'm sorry, it's just so bad. It's like, it's like heartbreaking. And just we're gonna take it and we're gonna put her over here. It's just, no, I don't like, no, so here's the thing, and like it just comes back to like, it just comes back to like a lack of knowledge on their part. They keep calling it Ken Burnsing, and it's not Ken Burnsing. And I just tried so hard to tell them it's not Ken Burnsing, and they're like, no, it's Ken Burnsing, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's not. It's not the right thing you're using it for. It's not the right term. Like what they're talking about is just like they're talking about picture in pictures. What they're talking about, they're talking about putting a shot here on top of another shot and then moving that shot around, and that's not Ken Burnsing. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just so rough. And I wish like if it weren't for the fact this is like a client thing, I would show you what I'm doing, but I just can't. I can't. It's one thing to talk about it on stream. It's another thing to show what I'm actually doing. Oh. We're going to keep it in the same place. Thank you. Yeah, I wouldn't ever want to do this kind of work for people who don't have a good budget because it always ends up being this kind of. Yeah, no, dude. And people always, people who have the money just aren't that dumb. No, can I just say, and it's funny you should say that, Zach. It's at the very beginning of the stream, I went on a rant talking about that very thing, and I think I mentioned it to you in real life, which just goes to show how much this has been affecting me. But yeah, I do talk about that quite a bit in depth, and I'll clip that. Leaving the industry is the easiest way to do these gigs. I sadly could not agree more. That's some real. That's on some real right there, honestly. Yeah, that's accurate. But yeah, beginning of the stream, I talk about that a little bit and just like what my feelings and thoughts are on it. And I'll clip it and probably put it somewhere at some point because I do think it's good to talk about that sort of thing. I think that despite there being like a weird like cultural or societal thing about talking about money and work and stuff, put it on your website. I don't think I have. Do I have a website? I have a link tree. That's the closest thing I have to a website right now. I think I had a website at one point, but I let the thing expire because I don't want to pay for anything right now. But I think it's okay, despite all of that, to talk about money and work. Same thing. Yeah. No, I feel that. Oh, you mean you want my potential clients. You want that to be the first thing they see is me just being like, listen, I will not work for you for any less than this amount. And if you jerk me around, I will not work with you. And it'd just be like really aggressive from the gate, just from the get go. Honestly, not a bad technique. Not a bad technique at all. It would certainly attract the right clientele. No, I mean do it power moves only. Yeah, for real, honestly. Power moves only. I completely agree. You have to not even give them the opportunity to get a leg up on you. As awful and as non-optimistic as that is, it's honestly true. Lots of eye contact to the camera while you say it too. Yeah, just stare at it, just like and bring the mic all the way up here and just be like, listen, man to man. I'm really overexposed now. Man to man, listen. I will not work for you for any less than $2,000, and just like name out like ridiculous price ranges, and just be like, if you give me $2,000, I will edit a video for you, nothing less. And then kiss him on the lips. Yeah, no, absolutely, 100%. There's no other way to do that, Fever Pitch. No other way. Hold on, let me finish polishing this atrocious edit, and then I'm gonna call it. Because this is just phenomenally bad. Wow. Hmm. Awful. Hold on, we're gonna scale this in a little bit. position. Ugh. Hold on. I tab back over to stream, see that the last thing was take out too, and Josh staring straight down in silence for 2 minutes straight. He forgot it was there, leaving me. Hey, listen, I was just processing. That's so funny. I was coming to terms with it because it's so right. It's so right. I'm just gonna do that next time I meet the client. It'll be like an episode. It'll be like oh man, what's it called? Wolf of Wall Street, when they're like doing deals and they're just so over the top and like in your face. It's like, I can sell anything. And I dive across the table and grab him by the collar. And I'm like, I can sell me. You just gotta pay me enough. And they're like, whoa, dude, cool it. I just want to make a music video. And I start ripping my pants off. Yeah, it's a great way to get clients. Where are we at in The Mummy Returns? I honestly can't tell. I don't know how long it's been running. Oh, he's still on Mummy. Yeah, that's a new definition of freelancing, Josh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's called community service. Orange jumpsuiting. But Your Honor, I was just so fed up. You see, it's all their fault for not conforming to. It's all their fault for not paying me what I'm worth. Yeah. That's appropriate. Yeah, that goes well in court. Your Honor, I object. My client can't simply help but be a Gemini. Your Honor, in my client's defense, it was gorilla mode. He couldn't help but go ape. I'm done with this edit. I've done as much as I can in terms of tolerating it tonight. And it sucks too because like arriving at that conclusion, I have done what they asked. What are you laughing at me? I listen. I did what they asked. It's just terrible. I just can't handle it. It's insane. Yeah. I was just so demotivated to work on it tonight that I was like, this will get me to do it. And it did. I worked on it, but most of an hour was making this Wikipedia page as the unpublished too. Listen, it was a profitable hour. I probably wouldn't have gotten to it if I hadn't sat down and streamed. I'm talking about the Wikipedia page, not the edit. I'm just kidding. This really is a depression stream. Spiraled. I'm gonna rename this when I save the clip or whatever. I'm gonna rename it to just young creator spirals while editing, or spiral, or how spiral should have ended. That's a better one. Happy January. Happy January. Happy seasonal depression again. Again, just to get. We just got another year. It's another January. Too many Januaries. Bro, like, just post this whole stream and call it freelance editing. Dude, I should. That'd be really funny, actually. That'd be really funny. I'll just post the whole VOD and call it freelance editing. How about that? And no one who's involved in this is going to see it because no one's on YouTube or Twitch. Email it to the client instead of the project and block her. I just call it, like, I just put her name in the title. It's like, this is for you. That is the biggest power move, honestly. Dude, you have no, like, and it is like, it is bad how tempting it was for me just to, like, abandon this, but I can't do that. And it's like, and it's not like, it's not even that, like I said I should do it, so I should do it. And it is partially that, but it's also like, I just know that, like, if I don't do this, no one will. And so it's like, because it's just so, and I don't know too. She's like despite everything, has been, like, really patient with me being sick and stuff too. So it's like, okay, like, I just gotta give her something. So that's kind of where I'm at. But definitely after this one, I'm reevaluating pretty hard, and doing what I talked about. Nah, man, you try to do your best, and I know that, and yeah, and it's like, you're right, and I did give her an edit. There's always another day, another project. Yeah, I agree. I especially agree with that. There's always more to do. And I did, at the end of the day, give a final product. Like, I fulfilled my end of everything. It's just, you can't always know who's gonna be the one to be like, actually, here's what I had in mind after you finished, because there's just no communication. But yeah, like we talked about, it's all about putting yourself around the right people, and putting aside the time to really force pre-production, because no one wants to do that, and that's on both ends, man. Client and freelancer, no one wants to sit down and do the legwork for pre-production, man. You gotta sit down and take, like, a week to location scout and storyboard and cast and light plot, and it's all very tedious. It's all like, I will admit, even in college, it was like the thing I despised the most was sitting down and doing it, because I'm so big on just, like, I want to get to the actual production because that's where I have the most fun. But you're really, especially on large projects that you're getting paid for, where it's like you're the guy, you gotta do the legwork, man. It's worth it every time. And even if you're bad at drawing, just, like, draw as best you can, stick figure it if you must, but making a storyboard is essential for projects like this. Because I can't even describe to you, just in this project alone, the number of times where people flying through the air had to be described verbally, and how nice it would have been to have had a storyboarded routine given to me ahead of time. Or even telling me that was the case, so that I would then take the time to sit down with this person and go through that and do all the work. It's just a lot of that. It's just a lot of, no one wants to do the work where it matters, and then it ends up turning into a train wreck like this. Also, I don't know if anyone knows this. I don't even know if, like, Pink Elephant, I don't even know if you know this. I wasn't even originally the guy to do this. I got a call from another person who who couldn't make this job, and I was called like the week before to do this job. And so I wasn't even like the original guy to do this. And then I came and she was like, "Nice to meet you." And I was like, "Hey, nice to meet you too. I'll do my best." And did coverage and filmed as much as I could, and gave gave my all in terms of what I had, in terms of equipment and in terms of time. And here we are months later. It's the self-sabotaging your own project in all stages prior to post-production for me. Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. Yeah, it's the we can save it in the edit for me. It's the nothing matters until you sit down and edit it for me. Whereas even just having a storyboard while editing, man, is amazing. Having a shot list while editing is amazing. Just anything while editing is amazing. And being able to sit down and know exactly what it's supposed to look like because it's been discussed before. And the vision has been compromised both in vision holder and executor. Thinking is amazing. Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. And at the end of the day, like, and this is where it's like my responsibility. It's my responsibility to tell people that too, because there are some people that are just truly so unfamiliar with this medium that they just don't know that, and that's okay, because this is an innate stuff. This is like trial through fire education. This is like we know this because we've just been through it education. And so that's part of the reason too why it's like the reason why I'm going to be so just innately hostile out of the gates with people from now on when it comes to this type of work is just because it's like they need to know what's up, and whether it's a desire for them to make this as cheaply as possible or just a lack of knowing, they need to know either way. And then if it's because they don't want to pay a whole lot and they think they can pull one over on me, then sayonara, and they're not the client for me. But if they have the time and the budget and they just simply didn't know that, it's, I don't mind telling people how it is. Yeah, be confrontational right off the bat. Honestly, I know that that's hyperbole, but like kind of actually. Come to the meeting armed. Dude, honestly, like I would rather scare people away that are going to be problems than be nice to people that are going to make me age. And that's what it's about. Because I feel older after this. I'm not kidding that I'll help you script some Whoa, I can't read. I'm not kidding that I'll help you script some confrontation techniques for this sort of thing. Coming to the meeting armed, Yeah, I agree. I would love that, Pink Elephant. Thank you. I'm not naturally confrontational, but I've gotten better at it. It's been a lot of learning for me. A lot of because my fear of confrontation doesn't stem from a innate fear of confrontation. It stems from a fear of being wrong. And there's nothing more embarrassing than coming in hot and being like, "Oh, I'm actually the dick in this scenario." But I've gotten better at trusting myself and trusting my gut in recent years, and so I think that's important. And I really, Pink Elephant, I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me, and I will definitely take you up on that. This has been a good stream. We actually had some pretty consistent viewership, which is awesome. I really appreciate all of you, and thank you so much for tuning in. I'm a big fan of this. I like just talking to people about stuff, man. I could do this all day. I'm by no means perfect, but I enjoy discussing things that I find interesting, and I enjoy learning too. I've learned a lot this stream as well. It's amazing how many people agreed with what I said. I thought I was coming from an extremely hot side of the room, but well, I guess not in retrospect. I think a lot of us have talked about this before, but it's just cool to it's cool to feel validated by people that I really respect. So thank you all. I really appreciate that. I'm probably going to end it here, folks. I really appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Thank you for there were moments in there where we had like 5 or 6 viewers, and I was just editing a project off screen. So that's pretty wild. I appreciate you guys for bearing with me during this relatively visually uninteresting stream. But I know that talking is just as interesting, especially when it's something that you care about and feel like you can contribute to it. And so I really think that's awesome. And I love all of you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Once again, sorry, I should be on it and be a proper streamer here. Normal streaming days are Thursday. Sorry, one second. Hey, great stream. Keep it up. Live it all. You're the best. Great content from some informative highlights, in my opinion. See you tomorrow. See you, Chandler. See you. Take it easy. I'll see you bright and early. My normal, so for all of you that are new or haven't heard this, I stream starting at 7 p.m. Eastern time every Thursday. And I try and work my way through my Steam library. So I'm going to play a bunch of different games. Last week I played A Hand with Many Fingers. Did not last long, but I tried my best. I'm very bad with those types of games. And then went from there to Civilization 5. Had a great time. Very fun. Might play Civ 5 again this week. Unsure as of now. I did leave it on a bit of a cliffhanger, and so I probably should do that, considering I owe people a conclusion. So I might start with Civ 5 and end with something else. I don't know yet. All that to say, I had a great time playing Civ 5. It was so fun. 7 p.m. Eastern time every Thursday. If it ever gets to be bigger or more verbose or more interesting than that in terms of the days of the week that I stream, I will let you know. Or if it changes, I will let you know. But as of right now, I will always send out a tweet about the game that I am playing, and so you can follow me at SoulBouquet on Twitter. You can also follow me at SoulBouquet on Instagram, and on YouTube, I am just SoulBouquet with a space in between Soul and Bouquet. I'm going to be uploading some content there that's non-stream related. There will be a highlights channel linked. It's not created yet, but we'll get there. And so as soon as that highlights channel is created, that's where the VODs for this stream and streams like it will go. All that to say, I appreciate your viewership. Make sure to follow me on all the platforms. And if you'd like the content to keep it going, then I will keep it going. And I enjoy it. Once again, Soul Bouquet on everything. And I'll keep you guys updated. See you Thursday. See you this Thursday, actually. Hell yeah, keep it going. Awesome. Thank you so much. I love you all. You guys are great. All right, take it easy. Get some rest. It's 9:30. Hope you guys can start winding down. All of you that are early risers, especially, including myself, I have to kind of get off here and get going. So take it easy and have a great Tuesday and a great rest of the week.